episode 207, How to Find the Place That Brings You Peace.
You're listening to the very best podcast in the world on health, wealth, and happiness. Please remember to leave a review and share with all your friends and family. And here is your host, Lars Hilser.
And only one day to go till hump day. Jesus Christ, that week started out well. Welcome to the very best podcast in the world, your only source in the universe for personal supremacy through health, wealth, and happiness. Now, a place that brings you peace, a place that brings you peace is for a lot of people insanely difficult to think of. Because, their life is stressful. They live maybe in a stressful situation. And it's very hard for them to find peace. More so, or even more difficult, it would be to, if that place needed to be anything but mental. And so in that sense, that's what we're going to be talking about today is how to find such a place. How to create it, essentially, if it's not there. And that's what this show is going to be about. So before we get started, as always, housekeeping. And on it, we have 3 items today. So item number 1, sharing is caring. That is the most important aspect of this show. So while, this episode may not resonate with you 100%, maybe there is someone in your sphere of influence to whom it may resonate 120%. Because, for today's episode, maybe they are not in a position where they have a place where they can find peace. And so listening to this episode may be good for them, and so on and so forth. You've gotten the drill, hopefully, by now. Item number 2 is thoughts my own, yada, yada, yada. Item number 3, this week's episodes are going to be a bit shorter, on the shorter side, because I'm in remodeling mode, and so therefore time is a bit, iffy. I'm on a deadline, by the way. And time is a luxury that ain't there so much. However, I didn't want to disappoint you guys and neglect my audience. And so therefore, boom, there we go. The episodes are shorter to make a very long elaboration rather short. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, what is a place that brings you peace? Now, there are those of us who are lucky enough to be able to have this place of peace with them in their head all the time, right? They can just tune out, boom, they're gone, right? And they're at their happy place, whatever that happy place may be. And that's good. But for some of us who are more grounded, right, and more on the physical side and are not really able to train their mind to access that happy place mentally, that happy place has to be something physical. And this episode is really about both of them and how to find them, how to access them quickly and easily, and how to make the most of it, right? How do you become most happy in your happy place? So that being said, let's get to the mental side first, because that's going to be a bit easier. Now, sorry, that was a microphone stand. I banged the microphone stand. So there we go. To the mental people out there who are able to. Now, how do you find that place, right? Most of us go to a memory that we had. I know one person that is very close to me that visited me in the Maldives, and for them, it's this moment that they set foot on the island that I was living on, and this pristine beauty, the waves crashing, the beautiful sand on the beach, and the looking out to the sun rising over the ocean, and the warmth, and the just everything, the salty air, and everything that was associated with it is that place of peace for that person. Now that person has difficulties falling asleep occasionally, and they will kind of teleport themselves back to that situation, which allows them to calm down mentally and physically, and fall asleep easier. Now that's the mental people. For myself, I've found that I can do that, right? I have my place of peace in my head, which I always carry with me. However, if I want to increase that even more, the effect it has to calm me down and to settle me down, or whatever you want to call it, there are multiple places that I will resort to where the physical being there, the feeling, the scent, the all of the senses that are triggered by those places make it insanely, or increase the effect significantly of me being able to settle down while accessing my memories of that happy place, of that place of peace, to actually get me there. Now, how do you find that place? I think I made that point quite clear, explaining the first example. Take your time to put yourself back in a position where you were at total peace. More likely than not, it's going to be a vacation. It's going to be a very treasured moment that you had with a person that brought you, significant peace, settled you down. You were in touch with not only yourself, but with your surrounding, and you felt it. When you go back to that moment, you need to be able to feel what the temperature was. Was there wind? Was there rain? Maybe even, remember the scent, and intensify that and repeat going to that situation with all the sensations that were going on at that moment. Now, the more you intensify by repeating it, the easier it will be for you, and the more effectful it will be for you to go to that place in your mind. And it'll settle you down immediately. It'll help you to sleep. It'll help you to focus, to get your thoughts back together. If 1,000 things are happening around you and you need to de-stress, that place in your head is going to be the place that you need to go to. Now, whether that's while you're, taking a crap, or doing whatever you are, if you need to physically detach for that, that's perfectly fine. Just find yourself a place where you have calm, where you have the opportunity to go back to that moment, relive it, and thereby settling yourself down. And if you practice that, you're going to be able to do that, to get yourself back into that situation, even if you've got somebody barking at you for, I don't know, having fucked up or whatever it is at the end of the day. So that being said, that's the mental part. The physical part, if you are like me, a recluse, your home should bring you peace. So, if anything happens, that you're able to go home and to then, and thereby settle down, reach your level of peace that you need to. Don't think about all the chores that are to do, detach yourself from that. And then, thereby also being able to settle yourself down and to find peace in that more physical place. Now, I went into detail about, home and what it should be and how you can make it so that you can reach that level at home, making it a secure place and whatever. I went through it like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Just search for that episode. It's called something like Home. And then take that moment into your home and intensify it thereby. Now, I hope I was able to get some clarity for some of you. And if you know someone that is maybe in a position that they need such a place, remember to share this episode through your favorite podcast app or through the website, theverybestpodcastintheworld.com. If you have any questions, reach out via email, theverybestpodcastintheworld@gmail.com, and so on and so forth. Yada, yada, yada. There's tons of ways to connect through social media or whatever. Now that we have that, tomorrow we're going to be talking about personal risk management and how to perform that. And in that sense, I hope you have a good rest of your Tuesday. If you've already had your Tuesday, have a good night. Leave your hands above the blanket, and we shall be in touch with each other tomorrow. Peace out. Bye, folks.